Thank you. First, I want to thank everybody for what they did during the election. It's a very positive day for us and a very positive time for us. Unfortunately, we have a rather somber resolution to deal with here. Normally, we only read the resolve, but I think this is a resolution that deserves to be read in its entirety. You'll see it within the package you received. Call for Sheriff Villanueva to resign. And I'll read it. Whereas Sheriff Alex Villanueva became Sheriff of Los Angeles County on December 3rd, 2018, and has, since inauguration, demonstrated flagrant disregard and disrespect for the law, hubris, and obstruction to reasonable oversight and accountability of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, leading to a resolution of reprimand by the Los Angeles County Democratic Party in 2019 at a time when truth, accountability, and justice are under unprecedented assault across the nation and world as leaders brazenly lie, obstruct justice, and obfuscate their record while rewarding loyalists and refusing to be held accountable, making all the more important to denounce such threats to our safety and our democracy and our nation. And whereas Sheriff Alex Villanueva has rehired former deputies discharged for misconduct because they volunteered on his campaign, withheld information, and refused to comply with lawful subpoenas issued by the County Inspector General, launched retaliatory tactics against oversight bodies, elected officials, and media personnel who attempt to do their duty with regard to providing transparency and accountability to the department. Gave repeated inaccurate statements regarding the physical assault of the KPCC journalist Josie Hong, and has stonewalled independent investigations into the deaths of John Disease and Andres Guardado at the hands of the Sheriff's Department deputies, among others. And whereas elected and appointed leaders across Los Angeles County have joined the call for Sheriff Villanueva to resign, including the Sheriff Civilians Oversight Commission. Views encapsulated by Commissioner Robert Bonner's comments that, quote, he's demonstrated on multiple occasions that he lacks the judgment needed to be a sheriff, that he's unable to provide the leadership needed by the Sheriff's Department, close quote. Therefore, be it resolved that the Los Angeles County Democratic Party calls for Sheriff Alex Villanueva to resign his office due to his failure to uphold his oath of office, to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States, due to his abdication of his duties to ensure transparency, trust, and accountability within the department he now leads. We take this action to uphold the values of the Los Angeles County Democratic Party, keeping with our commitment to hold our elected officials accountable.
Alright, now we go into discussion.
I would entertain a motion
At this time,
on the resolution.
okay, we're clearing the deck on the hands. Give us a second here.
So I just wanted
Three
to.
speakers in favor of the motion. Nick Grief, I see you as number 1. Jasmine Cannon.
Okay, so is there a motion? There's a motion.
Connie Sullivan is number 3.
Motion. Seconded by Frankie Carrillo. Alright, now we're going to discussion. At this time, okay, we're clearing the deck on the hands. Give us a second here. Are there 3 speakers in favor of the motion? Nick Grief, I see you as number 1. Jasmine Cannon, number 2. Connie Sullivan is number 3. We're taking those up in the order in which they were received. If we could clear the deck, please. Thank you. Are there 3 speakers in opposition to the resolution? Todd? Jones in Assembly District 41. Arturo Flores and Alex Villanueva. Just so folks are clear, Mr. Villanueva is an elected sheriff and he's an elected Democrat. He is a member of this body. Okay, so we will. Sergio is going to do the timer. Let's clear the deck. Each speaker will get 1 minute. So before we move forward, there's a parliamentary inquiry. Mr. Paul Coppadilla, to what purpose do you rise?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I know Mr. Jackson spoke on this earlier, but since we're now in this portion right now, my question, I looked it up in Robert's rules, is that to limit or extend debate, it takes a 2/3 vote of the body, not of the policy committee, putting it up to the agenda. So I believe that if we have to, if we want to, limit it to just 3 speakers, pro and con, it would take a 2/3 votes of this body right now to limit debate. Would it not, Mr. Parliamentarian, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Chair?
Gary?
The agenda was adopted by over a 2/3 vote, as I recall. So that's been taken care of.
Great, thank you so much. We are going to go to okay, just checking on. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take the 3 speakers in support of the resolution. You will have 1 minute each. Sergio Carrillo is your timer. We'll give you a second to get spotlighted to address your support of this resolution. We'll start with Nick Reed, 7th District. Nick, are you there?
I'm here. Just let me know when I should start.
The time starts now, sir.
Great. Good evening, Democrats. Over the last 2 months, I have brought this resolution to Democratic clubs across the county. From the San Fernando Valley to Palos Verdes and West LA to the foothills, the answer from our county clubs was yes. It was yes because we were heartbroken. It was yes because we trusted someone and we were wronged. It was yes because we deserve better, Angelinos deserve better, and Democrats deserve better. It was yes because we want everyone in Los Angeles to know that we call for the sheriff to resign. And if he will not, then we will work relentlessly these next 2 years to find a worthy, Democratic sheriff to replace him. His conduct, as outlined in the resolution, has gotten worse since this body formally reprimanded him 1 year ago. We gave him a chance. He did not take it. It's time for him to go. I ask that you vote yes.
Thank you, Nick. Our second speaker in support of the resolution from Assembly District 53, Jasmine Kennedy.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, Democrats. Look, I'm so happy that everybody is jumped on the bandwagon to get rid of Sheriff Villanueva, but a couple of things. We are the people who put him in the office. It's our responsibility to take him out of office. Whether this resolution passes or it doesn't, we as a party have a responsibility because of what we did to put him in the office. And I was part of that group as well. I drank the Kool-Aid, but now I see it. The second thing I want to say is that by no means should we as a party support giving up our right to elect a sheriff in the future. That should be off the table. And thirdly, we should not have to make the people of Los Angeles County wait for 2 years. We know how to get rid of someone in office. We can put together the team and the money to recall Sheriff Villanueva. We should not. Deputies are lying and people are dying on the street. We cannot make our county wait for 2 years.
Shortly thereafter, I became very troubled by his actions, and most of them have been defined in the resolution. But I want to remind you of other things. He hurled an ethnic slur at Supervisor Mills.
Third and final speaker in support of the resolution, Connie Sullivan from Assembly District 66.
Which resulted in a $1.5 million settlement that the sheriff's
Can you hear me?
department head
Yes,
to
ma'am. The
pay.
floor is yours.
And
Great,
we're
okay.
simply asking
So,
that he
I
resign.
supported
in
the
support
sheriff
of,
when
and
he
asking to support
endorsed him, and I
the
voted
members
for
of the
him, and shortly
Oversight
thereafter,
Commission
I became very
and
troubled
Board
by
of Supervisors
his
who have asked him
actions,
to resign.
and most of them have been
Let's please pass this resolution.
defined in the resolution, but I want to remind you of a couple of other things. He hurled an ethnic slur at Supervisor Phyllis Solis, and he slandered the CEO of the county, which resulted in a $1.5 million settlement that the sheriff's department had to pay. And we're simply asking that he resign, and in support of, and asking to support the members of the Oversight Commission and members of the Board of Supervisors who have asked him to resign.
Okay, thank you so much. That was the
So
three speakers in
let's please
support
pass this
of the
resolution.
resolution as it was presented. Now we go on to the three speakers in opposition to this resolution. We'll start with Mr. Todd Jones.
Give us a second, folks. Just trying to figure out a procedure.
Hello. Is Sheriff Villanueva going to be able to speak in this, or is it just three ahead?
So, Mr. Jones, you can yield your time to him. I called him out as the third speaker in opposition to this. Are you yielding your time
Okay,
to him?
thank you so much. That was the three speakers in support of
Yes,
the
are you
resolution
yielding
as
your
it was
time to
presented.
him?
Now we go on to the three speakers in opposition
I'll yield a portion
to
of my time.
this
So
resolution. We'll start with Mr. Todd Jones. You're able to.
you can. I'll try to read what I can first.
Commissioner, would you like to yield to him, please?
Let's call it 30 seconds.
Oh,
Great, you're in 30 seconds.
is Sheriff Villanueva going to be able to speak?
Alex was able to win his election to sheriff without a
Mr. Jones, you can yield your time to him. I called him out as the third speaker in opposition to this. Are you yielding your time to him?
was built up well legally.
Yes. Are you yielding the remainder of your time to him?
A corrupt power structure within the
I'll
county
yield a
sheriff's
portion of
body
my time, so,
is fighting the remnants of that corrupt body now. It's a
you
body
can,
that works hand in hand
I'll
with
try to read
bias
what I
for
can first,
immigrants.
and then we'll
Alex
maybe
was able
do
to do
How much time would you like to yield to him, please?
Let's call it 30 seconds.
Great, you're 30 seconds.
Turned over immigrants.
Okay. Alex was able to win his election to sheriff without the blessings of the powerful elite. Election to the sheriff is very important for democracy, and it represents the people's will, not the wealthy and elite. Alex was able to overcome a corrupt power structure within the LA County Sheriff's body. He is fighting the remnants of that corrupt body now. It's a body that worked hand in hand with ICE to deport immigrants. Alex's chief of staff. So, previously LA County Sheriff turned over immigrants in such high numbers that under Obama, ICE has deported more immigrants in his first term than has Trump. Thank you.
I'm going to yield about 30 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Arturo Flores, Assembly.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take your first 30 seconds. The third and final speaker is Mr. Villanueva. Mr. Villanueva will have a total of 2
So
minutes.
we're going to go on to the second speaker in opposition to the resolution, which is Arturo Flores. Mr. Villanueva is the third speaker who has 1 minute. We'll add on Mr. Jones' 30 seconds to Mr. Villanueva, who's the third speaker. And last, Mr. Arturo Flores
I see this request as
from Assembly District 59. Are you there?
by supervisors. It's a piece of their
Arturo, are you speaking or are you yielding your time as well?
I'm going to give about 30 seconds to be here.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take your first 30 seconds. The third and final speaker is Mr. Villanueva. Mr. Villanueva will have a total of 2 minutes to speak in opposition. So give 30 seconds to
I'd like to ask you guys not to support this resolution. I'm not a fan of Sheriff Villanueva. I won't be supporting him for this election. But 1.3 million Democrats voted for support. I see this request as a fair by the supervisors, and it's a piece of their puzzle, and I believe that they're going to be asking in the future for us to appoint the sheriff, to give them the right to appoint the sheriff, which I think is very undemocratic. So I ask you guys not to support this.
Thank you, Arturo. Our third and final speaker in opposition to this resolution, Sheriff Alex Villanueva. Mr. Sheriff, you do have 2 minutes. Sergio is your timer. I will warn you when you have about 30 seconds.
Mr. Villanueva an extra
Can you spotlight Mr. Villanueva, please?
I have a parliamentary question first.
Yes, sir.
You gave the supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas considerable time to plug his proposition, which makes it 4-3. So I should have the same time that Mark Ridley Thomas also has.
Last 2 minutes for time, please click the yes button if you're in opposition to allowing the sheriff to have additional time.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll ask the body, is there any objection to extending Mr. Villanueva an extra 3 minutes for a total of 5 minutes to his time? If there's no objection, well, sorry, let me rephrase that. If you are in support of allowing Mr. Villanueva an additional 3 minutes as part of his last 2 minutes more time, please click the yes button. If you're in opposition to allowing the sheriff to have additional time, please click no.
Alright, because there was some objection, we need to take a formal motion. Shanna, let's spotlight Shanna on the motion.
I'd like to move that we extend the time of debate for Sheriff Villanueva by an additional 3 minutes, giving him a total of 5 minutes to speak.
Motion was made by Shanna, there's a second by Paul Seo. Any discussion? Mr. O'Shaughnessy.
Alright, because there was some objection, we need to take a formal motion. Shanna, let's spotlight Shanna on the motion.
I just had a question for Tony, if I could ask it after the sheriff meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. Ms. Koenig?
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not with that. Look, this is the same man who refuses to show up to community meetings. He refuses to show up to the Civilian Oversight Commission. Let him take it up on Facebook in his weekly address. He does not deserve the extra time from us.
Thank you. Ms. Parker?
Sorry, I did not mean to raise my hand.
You and me while we still can.
Is it my turn, Mark?
Yes, it is. We're in discussion on the motion to allow the sheriff 3 minutes.
Will we be able to ask you questions?
No.
No questions?
Thank you.
Increased? Good, thank you.
Mr. Todd Jones?
Yes, I believe it's important to hear this out. It's very consequential vote that we're going to take, and there's been a great deal of information put forth in the resolution that needs to be addressed, and Alex is going to take amount of time, or needs a sufficient amount of time to address many of those unfounded points in the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Ms. Fowler.
Yes, Carolyn Fowler, AD 62. I was going to, probably similar to Mr. Jones. That resolution is long and it has a lot of things. So I think 5 minutes to give somebody a response is certainly reasonable. And it's fascinating to me that we had a sheriff found guilty and we never brought him up here once, Sheriff Baca. But anyway, that's our inconsistency. Thank you.
Just to clear that, Mr. Baca was not a Democrat endorsed by our body. Assembly District 58, Barbara Respasada. Okay, I think your hand's down. Mr. Robeson.
Yeah, I really believe it is incumbent upon us to hear the man out. I'm president of Yes We Can Democratic Club, and we endorsed the sheriff for office, and we raised money for him. A lot of the rest of us have done that. I think it's only fair to hear him out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Sanchez. Ruth Sanchez, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, thank you. I think we're spending enough time trying to prevent him from speaking. I think we need to give him the opportunity because we're better than that. You know, we're better than that. He hasn't showing up to where we want him to. Let's show him that we're better than that.
Thank you, Ruth. Mr. Grief.
Thank you. As an author on the resolution, I concur that we should allow the sheriff to have ample time to answer what's written. He had that time in the resolutions committee, and we unanimously moved forward. So I think he should have the opportunity, and I would move to close debate.
All right. We are the motion to close debate, so we will go ahead and do that. All right, there was a motion on that. There was to close debate. There was a second. All those in favor of closing debate, please click the yes button. All those in opposition to closing debate, please click no. Okay, it was unanimous with 128 votes to close debate. Now we go to the motion, because that was part of the discussion, to allow our member, Sheriff Alex Villanueva, the additional 3 minutes to respond to the resolution. 3 minutes plus the 2 minutes, the 2 30 seconds. 1 30 seconds was yielded by Todd Jones. The second 30 seconds was yielded to Arturo Flores, which is a total of 1 minute. And then Mr. Villanueva still gets his 1 minute, and then the 3 minutes that ready for a total of 5 minutes. So all those in favor of allowing Sheriff Villanueva the extra 3 minutes, please click the yes button. All those in opposition, please click the no button. With 122 yeses and 11 noes, the extension of the 3 minutes for debate passes. So, if somebody could, Mr. Villanueva, if you could take a look, Sergio Carrillo's screen, he's going to give you 5 minutes. When he gives you the 5 minute mark, I will tell you when you have 2 minutes left, then 30 seconds, and then you can wrap up. So your 5 minutes, is he unmuted? Okay. Your 5 minutes starts now, sir.
All right, thank you, Mark, and thank you, LACDP, for this opportunity to address you. First and
With
foremost,
122
I
yeses and
believe
11
that when I
noes,
spoke
the
with the
extension
Resolution
of the 3
Commission,
minutes
I
for
was
debate
taken
passes.
aback by the
So,
tenure of the
if somebody
petition
could
writing, and it's true, it is very long.
Mr.
There's a lot of
Villanueva, if you take a
opinions
look,
on there,
Sergio
but they're
Carrillo's
very
screen,
firm
he's going
on
to give you
facts.
5 minutes.
And I think
When he
facts
gives you the
matter.
5-minute part,
In
that
any
will
type
tell you
of
when you have
democratic
2
debate,
minutes
we're
left.
making informed decisions.
Then 30
Before we
seconds.
get into the resolution, let me get to what I have accomplished
So
in
your
career.
5 minutes.
ICE, as I promised, is gone totally from the system.
Your 5 minutes
Body
are
worn cameras are implemented as we speak.
All right, thank you,
The
Mario. Thank
banditos
you,
and
Alicia,
deputy
for this
servers have been broken
opportunity
up
to
at East LA
First and
Station. We
foremost,
have an anti-click
I
policy,
believe
first one
that when
ever.
I spoke with the resolution
AB
committee,
2655
I
has been
was
cited
taken
in law by the governor. And I sponsored that bill, and that
very
now
long.
gives us a tool
There's
to
a
be
lot of
able to
opinions on
seize
there, but
cell phones and cameras when the first responders are at the scene of an accident. They take unauthorized photographs,
in any
something
type
that
of
we did not
democratic
have
debates here.
in tragic circumstances that
But
also like
before we get into the resolution, let me get to what I have
people in helicopter.
ICE.
I've hired 1,100 deputies in 1 year. That is a record. We have 4 female division chiefs. That's the first time ever in the history of the department. I have shattered all of the glass ceilings of all of the previous sheriffs that imposed on women and minorities. That is very important because now the diversity of the department at the entry level and the leadership ranks reflects the diversity of the community. I successfully managed the COVID crisis in the jails. We depopulated the nation's largest jail system of over 5,000 inmates. And we're able to run through the impact of COVID-19. We lost tragically 5 inmates. But that pales in comparison to what other state prisons and jails throughout the entire nation lost. They lost in the hundreds.
That's the first time ever in the
And
history of the
we were able to provide a template for the rest of the nation to follow. Our leader, that is very, very important. A civil unrest in 2020, no deaths, no major injuries with the Sheriff's Department. Big difference from 1992, 1965, 1970. So we are improving. We had tens of thousands of people protesting peacefully. No one was injured, and as exactly moving on to protect people's right to exercise the First Amendment rights. Transparency promise, I campaigned on that, delivered on transparency, and all the documents available online right now on our website at LASD.org. You can click on the transparency tab, you can go to the body-worn camera issues, you can go to all the correspondence with myself and the Oversight Commission, Inspector General, you can look at all the deputy shootings, all the documentation there is all available. The whole Army service teams have worked hard to get people off the streets into shelter and into medical care and save lives during this pandemic. Now let me switch over to the resolution itself. The second paragraph, where Sheriff Alex Villanueva has rehired me right now to start misconduct because they volunteered on his campaign. That is a false statement. We've rehired 6 people because they were wrongfully discharged. We continually get people rehired because of course are reporting their reinstatement because of wrongfully discharged. Each one of these cases costs over $1 million to the taxpayer. I have 30 of them still on the docket that have to be resolved from the previous administration. Those are facts. Lawful subpoena.
Now let me switch
This is
over
for
to
Mr.
the resolution itself.
The authors of this resolution. This is the case number 20-STCP-0273, LA Superior Court, Department 56. It'll be heard on November 20th of this year. So you can attend for yourself and you can see how we resolve conflicts with unlawful unconstitutional subpoenas. We do it in a court of law. We don't make a conclusion without actually having done the process that is a violation of due process. So that is a false statement. At the very end of this year, failure to uphold the oath of office to verify faith that leads us to the Constitution. I'm sorry, if I've been in law enforcement for 35 years now, I served my country, before that, and when I take an oath of office, it's very serious for me. And the reforms that this department has, right now, I am the most progressive sheriff in the entire nation. And I'm moving forward on reform. I'm looking forward to working with people in school and our DA and see how we can move forward. If we can bring the medical care to those that need it, those that suffer substance abuse, how we can get help for them, and separate the ones that we have no choice in this incarcerate. Very important. The last time they with the words of Joe Biden, he said, let's put the anger and demonization behind us. It's time for us to come together as a nation to heal. This resolution is pure demonization. Let's stop this.
Right now, I am the most progressive sheriff in the entire nation. And I'm moving forward to reform. I'm looking forward to working with the workforce and our DA. And see how we can move forward.
The time for debate has expired. There
was a question from Tom O'Shaughnessy. I'd ask the parliamentarian if we consider that.
You have no choice but to incarcerate. Very important. But last, I'll leave you with the words of Joe Biden. He said, let's put the anger and polarization behind us. It's time for us to come together as a nation to heal.
You have somebody who wishes to speak to this, you get 3 and 3 and 3. Unless you're extending time, that's it. But if he has a question,
just want to make sure.
Procedure or something, that's another story.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right, so the time for debate has expired. We'll move on to the vote. All in favor of passing the resolution, please press the green yes on your participants.
Hold on, Tony. Karen Suarez raised her hand right before you asked the question.
Okay. Oh, she's taking it down.
No, I'd like to speak. Thank you, Tony. I recorded Alex Villanueva's comment. I was wondering if I have his permission and the permission of the body to save that and share that with our club and whoever wishes to see a statement.
That's I put that question to the chair.
It's technically out of order, but Mr. Villanueva, if you're allowing her to do that, I mean,
That's fine. She can do that. I have no problem.
on YouTube, yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, Tony, back to you. I'm sorry.
So back to the motion on the floor. All in favor of passing the resolution, press the green yes. All those opposed to passing the resolution, please press the X, the red X for no. I imagine we'll wrap up the voting here.
We're going to wrap it up, but if you've been credentialed, folks, if you have an asterisk by your name, you are allowed to vote.
And we'll wrap up the voting here.
We're going to wrap it up, but if you've been credentialed, folks, if you have an asterisk by your name, you are allowed to vote.
We have a total yet.
Some of the folks who have asterisks by their names are voting and they're not supposed to, so we're just having to separate that.
All right. We have a total.
Some of the folks who have asterisks by their names are voting and you're not supposed to, so we're just having to separate that.
Okay, so as folks recall, it takes a simple majority to pass a resolution with 60 who were eligible to vote in opposition and 74 in favor of the resolution. So therefore, this resolution passes.
What's the total number of votes?
74 eligible members in support, 60 members in opposition.
So the total votes were
134.
134. And it was how many in favor? 70.
74 eligible voters were in favor
takes
of
a
the
simple
resolution.
majority to pass a resolution. With,
I do believe we need
60 who are
60%
eligible
to pass a
to vote
resolution.
in
So that would
opposition
fall
and 74
5%
in favor
short.
of the resolution. So therefore, this resolution passes.
Hold on, Gary.
What's the total?
Sorry, go to Gary.
Total number of votes.
74 eligible members in support.
It is a bylaws
60
question,
members
but I
in
believe it's
opposition.
60%
So
also.
the total votes were
I believe our bylaws say 60% for resolutions.
134.
Hold on, everyone's looking
How
up their
many in favor?
bylaws. Hold on.
70.
74 eligible voters were in favor of the
You can also
resolution.
defer
There were
to
60 in opposition.
Lawrence.
I do believe we need 60% to pass a resolution. So that would fall 5% short.
Hold on, Gary. I'm getting. Sorry, go to Gary. So next.
Well, it is a bylaws question, but I believe it's 60% also. I believe our bylaws say 60% for resolutions.
Hold on, everyone's looking up their bylaws. Hold on. You can also
Lawrence,
defer
are you there?
to
Yeah, 60%.
Lawrence.
What
A
section?
resolution shall be passed except upon 60% affirmative vote.
Article 8, Section 8. Is that what you're looking at, Gary?
No, I'm looking at Article 60%. 13, not 8. It's on page 30.
Got it. Okay, folks. So 134 votes were cast.
Lawrence, are you there?
Yeah, 60%.
On what
A
section?
resolution shall be passed except upon 60% affirmative vote.
134 votes were cast. 81 were needed for
Article
60%. There were 60 in
That's what you're
opposition,
looking at,
74 in favor. So therefore,
No,
this
I'm looking
motion
at 60%.
This resolution.
13,
So
not
we'll
8.
move on to our second and final resolution. Mary Rose.
It's on page 30.
Are you there, Mary
Got
Rose?
it. Okay, folks. So 134 votes were cast. Votes were passed. 81 were needed for 60%. There were 60 in
Mr.
opposition,
Padilla, to what
74
purpose do you
in favor.
rise?
So therefore, this motion fails.
Yes.
Resolution
All right. So we'll move on to our second and final